Hi, welcome to this week's edition of the Post COVID-19 Church Podcast. I am so excited to be your host one more time this week. My name is Ikwagu Igwe. I am the author of the Post COVID-19 Church book. How has your week been? I heard the lockdown has been eased off in some states, but guys, you need to be careful because the virus is still out there. Wash your hands regularly with soap and running water. Use your hand sanitizers regularly. Wear your face mask, your nose mask whenever you are in a public place. But in all, be careful. Take care of yourself. Now, this week is loaded for us. This week, I have something so interesting that I would like us to discuss as a pastor, as a minister, as someone who is called by God, who has recognized his calling. We have something very, 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 very important I would like us to look at today. And it's titled your physical capacity versus your online capacity. We're going to be looking at both of these capacities, your capacities in these both fields, pari passu alongside each other, so that we will see how we can complement our efforts on both platforms. All right. Now, in a situation where your physical location has a capacity of, let's say, 1,000 people, 500 people, 200 people, whatever the capacity of your physical location is, all right, just take a note of that. Now, on a good day, when you have a full capacity, when you have a full house, you normally term it as a success. The day is a success, because you hit it, you filled up. In some days when you have your overflow, you can, as your bragging right, you had an overflow today, 5 overflows, 10 overflows, viewing centers and all that. But in all, you call all these your success story. You term the day to be success because in a local palliative, you say, I sold out, man, I sold out. But yeah, that's good. That's good to know because the house of the Lord needs to be filled from time to time because we do not buy those pews. We don't spend money on those pews for them to be empty. We need people to sit in them and get blessed every time we come together to meet. But now consider this, that in as much as your capacity, no matter how big or how small it is, but you need to consider that your capacity determines a number of factors for you as a church. Your physical capacity determines a number of factors, a number of parameters for you as a church, as a ministry, or as someone who is called by God. All right. It determines a whole lot of factors for you. Factors like your attendance, your reach meaning the people who you are able to bless, the people who you are able to impact their lives, the people who you are able to disciple. It also determines your impact, the impact of your message. It determines your income, that is your offerings and your tithes per meetings. It also determines your expenses. It also determines your expenses. In other words, that there is a bar you can't go below in your expense because your physical location determines the amount of money you're going to put in for your lighting, your sound, your ventilation system, your security, the manpower, and all logistics in general. All right. So these things, your physical capacity determines a whole lot of factors for you. All right. Now, when you go through all this, you will notice that there is a cap on all of them. There is a cap. A cap, I mean that there is, because of a physical capacity, there is an amount of money you can't exceed in offerings or in tithes. It's as simple as that. Your physical capacity determines that there is an amount of people, there is a number of people you cannot exceed to reach out to. There is a number of people you can't exceed to bless. There is a number of people you can't exceed to impact their lives because of your physical capacity. All right? Even when you have overflows, there is still a cap over it because there is a number of people you can't exceed that you are reaching out to. So you will notice that there is a cap in all of these. There is a limitation somewhere. All right. But on the other hand, when you consider your online capacity when your church, when your ministry, when your divine calling now has a robust online presence. You will see that when you have built an online presence, a robust one that is alive and active, that is capable of getting a feedback from you, that's capable of getting a feedback for you, you will see that you will be able to burst all these caps. All these caps will be burst. You will blow the socks off them. All right, because your online capacity has no limitation. You can cut across any barrier. You can cut across any boundary. You can cut across any language, any culture, any tradition, because there are no limits on the internet. Now, take for example, when you have someone who is your regular attendee or regular member who, peradventure, he's in another state on a particular Sunday or on a particular midweek service, he is unable to be there physically. That means whatever contribution he needs to make, either physically, monetarily, mentally, however contribution he is required to make, he is unable to do that because he is not physically present. So you see, you will be losing or you will be short on that area. All right. But when there is a robust online presence, whatever quota he needs to put in, he can still do that, even if it's not 100%, but at least something is coming in from that member. All right. Now, let's look at, take for example also, that the impact of your message. Let's take that as a case study, the impact of your message. Now, you will simply, when you have a robust online presence, online capacity, you will simply go beyond the ritual. You simply go beyond the weekend ritual to a 247 influence. What do I mean by that? Normally in our traditional church settings, in our physical locations, all right, it is taken like, okay, every Sunday we attend. It's become a ritual, all right? And that's the only avenue you have to disciple. That's the only avenue you have to impact. That's the only platform or avenue you have to bless, to get your feedback and all that, except when you make regular phone calls or regular checkups, regular follow-ups within the week. Now, but when you have a robust online presence and you check how the people get connected to the internet, it's either through their mobile device or through their laptops or PCs or through their tablets, all right? So, and these things are regularly with your people, either daily, either hourly, either weekly, however, but it's regularly with them. It's not a Sunday thing. All right, it's not a Sunday thing. So you see, the cap of the Sunday ritual is blown off, and it's now a 247 thing. You are with your people when they wake up, as they are on transit, as they are eating, when they are out of town. You are with them regularly, and when this happens, you see that discipleship becomes more effective. Follow-up becomes more effective. You get your feedbacks regularly. All right, you get to interact with your people on a regular basis, because communication is not entirely physical. Communication is also virtual. Most times communication is more effective virtual, because physically there is only a number of people you can reach out to per time. But when it is virtual, when technology comes in, it becomes more effective. So we're going to put a cap on this week. So let's continue the discussions in the comment section. But remember to subscribe to this channel so that you'll be updated whenever I put up a new podcast. All right. So I would like to hear from you in the comment section. Let me know what has stood out for you in today's podcast. Let me know what has stood out for you in today's podcast. And one more time, I would like to say I am so excited to have you tune in this week. Let's keep safe, guys. The virus is still out there, but God is our refuge. And I see your church, I see your ministry, and I see your divine calling being the best God has called you to be. Cheers.